Today I'm making a really easy bread machine recipe. This is cheese and dill bread, and it is full of flavor and so easy to make. You can either make this bread using your bread machine or the bread machine dough cycle, or I'll even leave you the directions on how to use a stand mixer to make this delicious and gorgeous loaf of bread. Welcome y'all to Robin on the Farm. To make this really easy and really flavorful cheddar cheese and dill bread, we are going to start with 1 cup of warm water. You want this to be lukewarm water. Think baby bath water. So you want it to be about 100 to 110 degrees. And I'm just going to put that right on into my bread machine loaf pan. Now I'm using my Zojirushi bread machine today, and I'm making a 1.5 pound loaf. But down in the description, I'll leave the printable recipe with the recipes for a 1 pound loaf, a 1.5 pound loaf, and a 2 pound loaf. And I'll also leave this recipe in grams for you. Okay, after our 1 cup of lukewarm water, then we want some butter. I'm gonna use 3 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm just gonna put that right on in there. I like to use salted butter, but really I just use whatever's on sale at the time, but this is salted butter. So 3 tablespoons right on into your bread machine loaf pan. Now, if you'd rather, you can also use oil instead of melted butter. Either one works great. Now, after that, we want a teaspoon of sugar. It's just a little bit of sweetener. This really just helps activate your yeast. Now, you can get away with not using any sugar in this recipe, or you can also use some maple syrup, honey, monk fruit, lots of other options there for you too. Now, after the sweetener, then I'm gonna use some bread flour. You can also use all-purpose flour, but I'm gonna use some bread flour, and I'm gonna use 3 cups. Now, the difference between bread flour and all-purpose flour is that the bread flour has a little bit higher protein content. The gluten will more easily get developed. You'll get a better rise from your bread and kind of a chewier texture that I like, but you can definitely use all-purpose flour. Now, I do say you can use it interchangeably, but bread flour will absorb some of the water a little bit more because of that high protein. And so if you're using all-purpose flour, you might add just a little bit more flour, but wait until your bread machine is mixing up. Okay, so that's 2 and 3. So 3 cups of flour right on in there with everything else. Now, after the flour, I'm gonna add some dried dill. Now, you can also use fresh dill if you want to, but I'm gonna use 2 teaspoons of this dried dill. Now, if you have fresh out of your garden, then you would wanna use about 2 tablespoons of fresh dill. Just put that right on in there with your flour. And this dill is gonna give this bread so much flavor. The cheese and the dill together just goes together so well. Okay, after the dill, then I'm gonna add some yeast. I'm gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. This is my SAF instant yeast, but you can also use rapid rise, bread machine yeast, active dry, any kind of yeast will be just fine for this recipe. But I'm gonna add 1.5 teaspoons right on in over my flour. Now, I like to buy my yeast in these big bricks, and then I keep it in the freezer. I get it out right in time to make bread. I put it back into the freezer right afterwards. You don't have to let it come to room temperature or anything like that. Just get it out of the freezer, use it, put it back in the freezer, and it will last for years and years and years. So that's what I recommend doing. And it's way cheaper to buy it in these big 1 and 2 pound bricks than in the little jars or the little packets. And if you're gonna be doing a lot of bread baking, like you should be, then definitely buy it like this. Okay, after the yeast, now it's time for some salt. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt. I love this Redmond's Real Salt. This is what I always use in my baking. This is what I recommend, but you can use any salt. Any salt will work just fine. Just definitely don't pour it over your loaf pan with your other ingredients in case you over pour your salt. So go ahead and put that right on into your loaf pan. Now, if you want, you can put your salt on a different corner of your loaf pan than your yeast. Then it won't interact. But really, we're gonna get this mixing up right away, and so it really doesn't matter that much. But if you are gonna use a delay timer or something like that in your bread machine baking, then you would wanna separate the yeast and the salt. Okay, those are all of our ingredients except the cheese. And I'm gonna wait to add the cheese when my mix-in signal goes off. I'm gonna use about 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. You want a strong tasting cheese, or the cheese flavor is just gonna get lost in this bread. So I'm using a sharp cheddar. Use whatever cheese that you want, but definitely something kind of a strong tasting cheese will be best in this dill and cheddar cheese bread. Now I'm gonna put my loaf pan into my bread machine. Definitely get your bread machine loaf pan out of the bread machine before you start adding ingredients, or you could spill all down in there and cause a big mess, and it's hard to clean. So I like to get my bread machine loaf pan out of my bread machine, put all the ingredients in, and then put it back in. Now you have a couple options. You get to choose if you want your bread machine to totally make this loaf of bread for you. If you do, you're just gonna choose a basic white cycle. That's usually cycle 1. Or you can use the bread machine dough cycle and let it mix up, knead, rise, and then you can take it out, press it down, put it into a loaf pan, let it rise one more time, and then bake it in the oven. That is really what I prefer to do. I love my bread baked in the oven. But either way is good, and it just depends on the day. If I have a really busy day, then my bread machine is going to do all the work. And if I have a little bit more time and I'm going to be home, then I like to use the dough cycle and then bake it in the oven. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to use the dough cycle and bake it in the oven. But if you want to totally make this in the bread machine, choose a basic white cycle, and in a few hours you're going to have a glorious loaf of bread totally ready for you. But I'm going to choose the dough cycle and press start. I have my preheat turned off. Every other bread machine I've ever used doesn't have a preheat cycle, but this Zojirashi does. And that'll take about 30 extra minutes to let all of the ingredients heat up. But since I use warm water, I don't feel a need for that. And I like for my bread machine to get mixing and kneading right away, because in a few minutes, I'm gonna check on my ball of dough. This is the very most important part of using a bread machine. If you just throw everything in there and don't look at it again, your bread probably isn't gonna turn out, because sometimes you need to add a little bit more flour, you need to add a little bit more water, so that's really important. So in about 5 minutes, I'm gonna check on this ball of dough and I'll show you exactly what it should look like. Oftentimes I have to add a little bit more flour or water, and it just totally depends on the day. I can use the exact same recipe even if I measure to the grams, and some days I'll need a little bit more flour, a little bit more water. And that just depends on the time of year, the weather outside, so many things influence that. I'll show you exactly what this should look like in about 5 minutes, and after that, I'm gonna add the cheese. My bread machine's been going for about 5 minutes, and I'm just checking on my ball of dough. This looks fantastic. Now, if it was sticking to the sides and to the bottom of the bread machine loaf pan, that would mean it's too wet, and you'd wanna add about 1/8 of a cup more of flour. If this was looking really dry and crumbly, then I'd add about a tablespoon more water, give it a few minutes and let it mix up and get it to look more like this. You see how this is smooth? You can touch it and it's tacky but not too sticky, doesn't feel too dry. And the more it kneads, the smoother it's gonna look. So this is looking great. This is exactly what you want your ball of dough to look like. Now in about 10 more minutes, the mix-in signal is gonna go off. Now that is a beep or a sound to let me know that I can add any additions to my dough. Now the reason for that is that you want your dough to knead up a little bit and let that gluten develop before you add anything in there that could break those gluten strands, because then your bread won't rise very well. That's usually about 15 minutes after you start your bread machine. So I waited about 5 minutes to check on my ball of dough, so in about 10 more minutes, then I'm gonna add the cheese. I just put my cheese back into my refrigerator. You want to have really nice cold cheese so that it doesn't totally get pulverized in the bread machine. You don't want to look like you don't even have any cheese in your bread. So good, nice cold cheese will work best. So I will show you when I add the cheese in just about 10 more minutes. So that sound is the mix-in signal to let me know to add the cheese. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my 1 cup of cheese. You wanna add anywhere from 3/4 to 1 cup of cheese for this 1.5 pound loaf. Now I'm just gonna add it right on in there. And I'm gonna let my bread machine mix it all up in the dough. It'll take a few minutes, but it'll do a really good job of getting it all incorporated in that dough. If you're using the bread machine to totally make this loaf of bread for you, then now that you've checked on your ball of dough, you've added your cheese, you can just shut the door and you can be confident that your bread is gonna turn out great. If you're gonna use the dough cycle like I am today, the dough cycle takes about 1.5 hours in total. So in about 1 hour and 15 minutes, this dough cycle is gonna be done. And then I'll show you the next steps then. It's been 1.5 hours and our dough cycle is complete. Look how well this dough rose. Doesn't this look great? Let's go ahead and turn this out from the bread machine loaf pan. Now I like to take my dough and just press it out. You want to get all the little air bubbles out of it. Just press it out really well. Oh, this dough feels so good. It's nice and soft. I can tell this is going to make really good fluffy bread. All right, now it's time to put it into the loaf pan. This is an 8.5 by 4.5 inch cast iron loaf pan. I poured about a tablespoon of oil into this loaf pan and rubbed it all around with a paper towel. You can see it's all shiny and it is ready for our dough to go in there. I love the cast iron. There's none of those nonstick coatings, and my breads bake so evenly and so well in the cast iron, so it's definitely my bread pan of choice. Now I'm just gonna roll this into a really simple log. You wanna make it nice and tight so you don't have any little holes in your bread when it gets done baking. Just roll it all the way up, flip it over, pinch those seams together and the ends. Just pinch it all together and that'll help it not to burst while it's baking in the oven. Okay, and then pat it out. Flip it over, and that's all it takes. Look at all those herbs in this bread. This looks great. Hopefully you can tell too. You can see the cheese throughout it. Oh, it looks so good. All right, now it's already time to throw this into the loaf pan. Just gonna plop it in there, and now I'm gonna let this rise in the loaf pan. This will take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, just depending on your elevation, the temperature in your home. I'm gonna check on mine in about 30 minutes. And I'm looking for it just to come up over the edge of the loaf pan. And I'll show you exactly what it should look like when it's time to go into the oven. In about 20 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and get my oven preheating to 350 degrees so that when this is the right height, I can throw it right on into the oven and let it bake. I'll show it to you then. My dill and cheddar cheese dough has been rising in the loaf pan for about 30 minutes. Look how good this looks. Now yours might take a little bit longer, but what you want to look for is that it's peeking up over the edge of the loaf pan, and this looks absolutely perfect. Now I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I'm gonna throw this in the oven and let it bake for about 30 minutes. Our cheese and dill bread that we made using the bread machine dough cycle is fresh out of the oven. Look at this gorgeous loaf of bread. Isn't it so pretty? Look at all that dill in there. Oh, this looks good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this out of the loaf pan. I like to turn my breads out immediately from the loaf pan so they don't start getting a little bit soggy as they sit there. Let's look at this bread. Oh, I can tell it's light and fluffy. It feels great. Looks like it's baked perfectly. Now I let mine bake for 32 minutes. You can let yours go a little bit longer if you like it a little bit more dark, but this is how I like my bread. Okay, this is what I like to do. Once I get it out, I like to melt a little bit of butter in my cast iron melting pot. I just put a little bit in there, and I like to just brush this butter all over the crust of my bread. This will give you a nice soft crust, and it'll give you that pretty shine and give you that really good buttery flavor. So it is a win-win-win if you add this butter to the crust. Now once you get it brushed on really well, then you can put it on a cooling rack if you like to do that, but I like a really nice soft crust. So what I like to do is I like to cover my bread with a tea towel, wrap it up a little bit, and that warmth and the condensation that gets trapped in this towel is just enough to give you a really nice soft crust to your bread. So now I'm gonna let this bread sit here and cool off for a little bit. That'll give you the best crumb and texture if you let it cool off. But then I'll slice into it and we'll check out the inside of this gorgeous bread. All right, my bread machine cheese and dill bread has been cooling. It's still pretty warm, but I have a tennis match to go to, so it's time to get this show on the road. I am ready to slice into this bread and take a little bite. But isn't this bread absolutely gorgeous? Let's take a minute to admire it before I cut into it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and slice into this really delicious smelling bread. Now, I wish that y'all could smell this. I wish that you could feel it. Oh, it is so soft, so squishy, so fluffy, and look how good it looks. You can see the cheese, you can see all that dill in there. Oh, this looks so good. Now, if I had let mine cool a little bit longer, it would have a better crumb, better texture. So let yours cool a little bit longer than I did. I probably let mine cool for about 20 minutes. But this looks so good, and I'm gonna take a little bite. Yep, it is good. It is so good. It has so much flavor. The cheese, the dill, the texture is just perfect. Like I said, soft, squishy, fluffy. I mean, just what you want from your bread. So I'm gonna eat this slice, and then I'm gonna let the rest of it cool, and we're gonna eat it with dinner tonight. I'll leave the printable recipe for this bread machine cheese and dill bread down in the description and on my website, robinonthefarm.com. You can also find our handmade beeswax bread bags. My daughters and I made these together, and they are a good, healthy way to store your bread. Thanks so much for being here with me on Robin on the Farm. I'll see y'all next time.
Robin's in the kitchen, dough beneath her hands, wheat from the fields and eggs from her land. Sunlight through the window, a warm golden glow. She's working hard to make that dough. With flour on her apron, loving each need.